So the friend who was supposed to come by and help me out with this didn't turn up. They decided to go out and get drunk instead. So we're going to have to do this Facebook style. What can I say? It's not the best, but here's your video. A little bit about me first. My name is Jack Butler. I'm 30 years old and I'm about to leave the world of stunt fighting and fight choreography to train as a blacksmith. Okay, am I a meat eater or a vegetarian? Well, clearly I'm a meat eater. Don't get to be this sort of size and in this sort of physical shape without being a meat eater. And I can't imagine being any other way. I love a varied diet and I love the taste of meat. So yeah, I'm pretty much always going to eat it as well. Okay, now we get on to a slightly harder question. How do I feel about meat eaters and vegetarians? It's a difficult one. Well, my sister's a vegetarian because she doesn't actually like the taste of meat. Well, fair enough, I can respect that. My friend's a vegetarian because she's got some kind of weird meat allergy. Again, I can respect that, no problem with it. The people I really object to are the ones who are the militant vegetarians with the whole meat is murder, you can't eat meat, it's bad for you. Well, no it's not. If it was bad for you, the human race would have died out 1 billion years ago. We didn't. Hey, look at, here I am, still here. Yeah, so if people are refusing meat for a valid reason, you know, they don't like it, fair enough. But the people who are trying to claim some kind of moral high ground, there's no moral high ground, there's no moral low ground, it's an individual choice. If you like meat, eat it. Okay, favourite game meat? Well, obviously I like game birds. You can roast them, you can stew them. That's about it really. There's no sort of opportunity to really get creative with them. If I had to pick a favourite game meat, it would be venison. I mean, you've got the staking options, the stews, you can use it as an additive, you can serve it as part of another meal. It's just a wonderfully versatile meat with a fantastic flavour. So yeah, if I had to pick a favourite game meat, definitely venison. Okay, hunting as a sport versus hunting for food. I'm afraid I'm actually with the hippies on this one. Hunting for sport, there's no need for that. Going out and shooting something just because, I don't know, you want to kill a deer because it's got pretty horns or something to mount on your wall? No, there's no need for that. Hunting for food, absolutely. If you're hungry, if you fancy a bit of venison, some duck, whatever, get off your ass, go and catch some. That's absolutely fine. Again, hunting for fur, clothes, leather, I don't have a problem with that at all. If I'm going to kill an animal, then by God I'm going to eat it, then I'm going to wear its skin. That's just economical, why wouldn't you? So what do I know about hunting? Well, you find an animal, you shoot it, you take it home and eat it. Obviously it's a little more complicated than that. You've got to track it. Do I know how to track? Yes, I do. Am I some sort of ninja tracking expert able to follow yesterday's wind over Bear Rock? No, I'm really not, but I can read basic tracks. I can tell you which way an animal was going if I see its prints in the mud. I can do the basics, it's not that complicated. Have I ever been hunting? Well, actually, again, yes. I used to work for a farmer in Norfolk. Used to lead the junior section of his beats, so spent a lot of time around people with guns shooting at madly flapping things. Quite often the beaters, as I recall, they weren't the best shots, those guys. And once, many years ago, I went hunting with my uncle and my cousin up in America. We went out with longbows and actually managed to catch a deer. We were very proud of ourselves, and I think rightly so. There's something very primal and basically awesome about catching an animal with a bow and arrow. The level of skill required and the commitment is, I think, it's just more genuine than if you go out with a rifle. How's my personality? That's a tricky one, really. Best description I've ever had of me was by my little sister. She called me a geek trapped in a jock's body, and it's the truth. I am a total geek. I love my science fiction and fantasy books. I teach sword fighting as a martial art. I play online computer games. Having said that, I'm very into my martial arts. I love kayaking, canoeing, horse riding. I practically live in the gym because I love being in good shape. So I'm a bit of a dichotomy. I'm an IQ higher than a hippie on the third day of an open-air festival, and I love a good debate. Being able to sit down with a bunch of other intelligent people and discuss, well, absolutely anything. As long as the people involved are open-minded enough to make it a proper discussion, then bring it on. I love that. So what interests me about this particular debate, that's, again, quite a tricky one. I would have to say it's the chance to really sort of bring up the important questions about this. There's a lot of hype. There are a lot of very uninformed people who just go off on massive rants about how meat is murder and animals are mistreated. And you know what? That's a load of crap. I spent a decade working on farms. I've worked on animal farms up and down the country, and if you mistreat your animals, word gets round, and pretty soon you've got 200 unwashed people outside your gate with placards and signs, bitching and whining, and then they take your farm away from you. If you don't treat your animals at least fairly well, you don't have a business anymore. At the end of the day, that's what a farmer is, a businessman. Guys, should you get to watch this, wake up. Smell the new decade. In the 80s and 90s, yep, there were a lot of mistreated animals out there, but you've won. Stop fighting yesterday's battles. What's unique about me? I'm glad I wrote that down as unique and not unique, because that would be a very personal question. Unique about me? Well, I'd have to say my sense of humour is a little unique and can take a bit of getting used to. I am very intelligent. I'm also very open-minded. I'm more than happy to debate both sides of any question, and if it turns out that someone can categorically prove me wrong, can change my mind, I'm quite happy to have my mind changed. I'm a very open-minded guy. I love to debate, and I can do so intelligently without throwing swear words around like water. I don't see the need, and I don't get angry when I'm debating, which I think is quite an important one in a subject that people take as deathly serious as this one. I can just be clinically detached and discuss any sort of subject on its merits rather than the emotional triggers that a lot of people seem to debate this on. I guess that's about all I've got to say for now. Hopefully that answers all your questions. If you have anything else you need to know, you know my phone number, and maybe I'll get to speak to you soon. Thanks a lot for listening, guys.